yoko so na aye twena menche wokọ no aba odun se honorable yeyi no onenante ekra na asesa ena nse wote hwa na ise eyi obu nkonpon hwe na chi wahu wiase de wote hwa na yeyi a na waka wachi o wunye ye nsu aka wachi ment na wase obeyeyi ansa chema wuntumi o kai na chi wabra yokofo eche no wo mo de ne ko wo mo akache ekototo na no anu enu ositama no wo eyoko akache ho no na ohu nsamafo bebre wohu tinete jese na ye ne se debre wo ya to ya no mpo osina nsamafo pa wo hu omo no ohu nsamafo bebre pa wabra yokofo
na na mo na damfo mo wi na no ohu omo
chema utu daily guide the workers and anyway ede eba ye enu efri ho no mo a Heath Goldfields wo priest abogo so adwumayefo womo so womo atintosu kokwa na so womo afi womo sepa ade womo se womo aketua womo bosom adwuma aketua no akam a womo so womo sum daily guide the obokrata and anyway ede ba ye me to so dia na me call the Ghanaian publisher the obokrata mu na Ghanaian publisher and NPP elders wasante montem council of elders womo afa womo atenasia na womo afa flag bearership race no aspirant no womo afa forms se enipa numu wo osonama yokum so womo gina ho na delegate ento womo so aba wo 31st January 2026 no enipa numu no ena NPP council of elders echi omo atena form etu omofo akasa wahu sa akasa mpanyimfo kan ye mpo ya kan wasam ya kan ye dinka etu omo sa afunu mpo wa hadadada wo money show so wahu ena no na mpanyimfo yi wo mto ase na omo sem wo mu omo bo ntoa no Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Baomi aka ho Kennedy wa hene Japan kwabena J Japan Japan for esu wo mu ena afi Dr. Brian Achampo ena Dr. Osei Yaw Educhum enipa numu ena omo de omo atena se na omo akasa kire omo se mu bonjo akasa ehote mu mani ndi mu animu kan se wei efri ha wei ye dagombani wei ye dagatini wei ye kroboni munyi mfiri mu kura ebo oman ese no wo se so mo anya ne sa na uji wunuase ho na wotom no ho from ni tiri so ade kwesi ni na ase a wo opponent no NDC fo ye omo MPP fo opponent CPP ka ho LPG Liberal Party omo nyina ka ho bi ebre nu du asa atom na wode tom wunua no si eyi no se wono na won bembedi amayokuo nanimu a wo opponent ne be fa asam a wo kan ye no na omo atwa no foni wahu omo age ni video no omo de akaseti omo na so omo de campaign eti omo nti campaign na omo ye nto aba omo kọ we ni ye internal nti omo me ho nti womo yi kasa ho nti empam quota enukura bia nim fa nhye wunua wahu we ye NPP Council of Elders na womo edema NPP aspirants the Ghanaian publisher the Ubokrata na de we ede aba eno efri ho no mo a go feels for omusu o market ya ho no so kratafe to so mienu wo Ghanaian publisher mu wasan ede aba na Reverend John Intim Fojo asen South Mrashe Bedwani ena eka sei former deputy education minister eno was say Omanpeni John Dramani Mahama we fi Reverend John Intim Fojo me na me kan me sra onyame me kind the amount na Reverend John Intim Fojo na eka wo Ghanaian publisher mo no say Omanpeni John Dramani Mahama won jai say ene we mache no wahu abronye o say we mo kwofo ekasa o Facebook na TikTok ni ade we mache no Reverend John Intim Fojo say Omanpeni sade no no manfo no kasa no mo jai manimu ya na Ghana fo anto aba ma se bra be cheche nkofo a womo the right to speak na womo kasa o se onko gbinyiri Saula tunu aka ba Savannah region ho entokwa esi ho a enkofo adwane akoko divu ne ade enkwala wo ho ntumi nko school no o se Omanpeni nko ho no kofa safo ni nyina famra na onhwe na nkwala no ntu omusuku so na machi no de national security de tata osuna yokuo ne Ghana fo binumu no uwenjai we ye Reverend John Intim Fojo de a wode ba wo Ghanaian Times de wo bokrata mu nie na ne amede trust wo Ghanaian Times the Wokrata mo se John Mohammed's Galamsey U10 group slums posture enrada enane nansa ukuada no na omampani John Dramani Mahama o engage the media where ye first of its kind from January wabra yesu ani in no first of its kind na omampani John Dramani Mahama wa engage media ena se dana wokwa engage media no wutie ya hu se na mebisa meka che kwa amna se mekwo bia ka asema mebisa ohu ena wobi ebisa ma me o se o efi amade am mbisa ma no ohu minim se meka no so wo muti o ena obisa ma me ena wo mampani wo mo kire se Galamsey hu se mbisa ne se amampani how far ohu we the Galamsey ena amampani try U10 no se state of emergency ni de me candidate see ha anybody enhu hia sisi eno no beye last 10 kra ohu eno edwumakuo ye kire se omampani atwa U10 wo 2024 abra no wo bonto an wo kan no atwa U10 kra no mo se omampani na ka kire omampani dada na dodan kwa akofo ado se Galamsey no wo declare state of emergency wo mo nyina no wo gira ne tumi so no waka munko fie munja mo bia entu fo mo agudie wo kwaye bretuo mu ensuosuo so mo bia na omampani na adodan kwa akofo ado wo antumi anka entu ono oba ye na ko mo hwese wo beka na omampani so eno de ebe balance cross ise o se ne ka no hu ni se eyetra o na so enya trasa ohu eno o mo si ye dediem atwa U10 pa o. The Ghanaian publisher the Wokrata na we ba ye the informer mu na mekoi na presidential aspirants and as candidate edema Osuno Amanyokuo former vice president ho asem na me no wokan Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia enrada kopie mu wo Asante Mountain for me na wogusu a wo bontoa delegate no omuntoma no okuta o si eba no abelfo se digital anase digitalization padia wono former vice president Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia o si just wubia obeka sama wubedi ntro se na no na kente ya na oninko ni Kofi Abrante one Kwame na omo keke kansem bi omo horo me pasa wa ha ya Alfred so ye ne lens o twekọ from stream o mo kamai ohu oka hu bi agene de enka wo mampani former vice president o se abel for kwan so digitalization what the best fish omo nyina out anka kin ka hu bi ka Kwame na ka hu bi ka Kofi Abrante ka munya nka sabre nka mo kokra dada wo se say enka say emfa data emfa nyehwehwe mfa project way wono no onimpa ye nti o say I will expose falsehood with data Bawumia wants liars mu asem anya no kre na ma yire mo ho na maka wahu abefo tita fidi na mu de agu ni panani mu asepoto o say wono data pa betimi de yisafo ni nyina adiaba montoma ne the informer the Wokrata ansem bia o de ba ye eno no say Mahama rejects state of emergency call Galamsey fight krata feto so enum ewo the informer and the Wokrata mu eno no meto aso dia na mekobre so some the Wokrata the Chronicle na the Chronicle JDM enso enifoni da the Chronicle so dia about social media abusers will face the law omampani na ekasa no abefo ntintan fidie so wo mu gina so na ya pamatare de ahye no so mu nyina mu be face law no de mu be gina embra nanim entim fodwo de wo kan ye no so the Chronicle de Wokrata e de abasa so na Goldfields for mo adwuma ye for wo mo bosumi aketu akam no so the Chronicle de Wokrata e de aba meto so ewo the Ghanaian point de Wokrata mu na me de Daily Post de Wokrata e de esi na Ghanaian point mu and also national security to crack down on social media hate speech and falsehood ehusam no medin ka kire mu dada the Ghanaian point the Wokrata so diaba na wohwe anim hanum say ya omampani John Dramani Mahama ne foni da the Ghanaian point the Wokrata anim hanum say ya de ball edi ato nanim na waye ne nan ne te se ne okwakobo ahye no eno se GPL Ghana Premier League 2025-2026 no omampani officially obekiki ball no na wode ebie ano Kennedy Japan na okasa wo Ghanaian point the Wokrata ye no se si ekase enisuade hunu pa ye di bu oman wahu obi a wonim amanyosemu pa de a wono Kennedy akompreko wo hene Japan odimu onu no huridi kana nkaefo na de akire enti wo montoma no no bebe nya omampani na obe transform Ghana kra the Ghanaian point de obokrata nensem bi e wode ba ye eno no Daily Post de obokrata na medi beni akiremi na megina so na medi asie na me fense ye yi de ensem ewo mu no ma me fambre Daily Post de obokrata mu ya ma me abrar pa kin sa kai abrar pa abrar pa okay no abnada pa ni foni da Daily Post de obokrata ye nim ha and was say CID wo mu invite no CID for invite no say on kona omunye nhwehwemu bi ewo ne nsem no ho
ni case na ba
yes mama abra pa for you Daily Post the obokrata na anyway ba ye enu free ho no was 200 cases under investigations as oral intensifies Omampeni John Dramani Mahama and na ekanwe wa bra engage media on the 10th of September no krata feto so enson ewo Daily Post the obokrata mu na oral no edaso ya adwuma ora da no waka se ewo ho na Paulo adomochire talk adomochire good morning Ghana hosting no waka se ora no ewo ho
good evening
good evening say anapa na me wenti me mama no good morning good evening Ghana rather enra na me hwe no joy news na waka se ukogina quarter ensunsun ewo mu se wo tagi obi gina bonten na wo tagi obi o wo tagi se bia wo ye politics ana wo ye amanyosem na ye ka se wo allege ana wo ka asem bia to obi so a ene de o se enye de de obetimi aka ne fala ne edu ko gina court a se je ho evidence be na wo untire mu no kura no mpo no hu ona be say yes enti o se ora de omo wo ho no mo ye adwuma na mum ensem bi wo ho no na se yakwa ha we discover hanum say enti yi we free honum wo de beko makwa koyin hwehwem evidence kire na wo de beko court no eno na ebe ma owura no aye den so mo be ye adwuma Daily Post the obokrata e de sansem we bi e de ba ye no free honum a na ne emidiwie e wo Daily Post mu na me de nkrata no komodie no asi NSA National Service Authority say ken enrada enano papa Felix Jemfi ona no ye CEO Yera John Dramani Mahama no what the root said do eno ode na akwa hye honom na oka say ye mama root said do enano ya okoye o si chema wuntumi state vehicles mako miensa ena omo agi afree chema wuntumi enchen Daily Post the obokrata na di we baye enti no na cha se kin krata we esie me the overseer mame fanwie na krata mu nyina ba adwuma pa we fie da ya na omo abrebre enti omo ndoso na de omo nyina omo baye omo mbreye the overseer mame fa the overseer the obokrata yi enfansi mum na eno na former education minister Nimfoni edaha and was say education must drive Ghana's economic transformation ehumesua ya na ehu hia mintimi hu education story bia mintimi nja enko me pese me kan ansana and afei education minister ankasa so de yaba nesam o de buy say 1 billion Ghana cedi mo de be ende double track system no and also the overseer the obokrata yi ede baye ken asem ba ku bi wo ahanum say na ade we kura fa himpo de na mehu o say reset entire mining sector hono we na medisie the overseer mu mining sector ho na aye efo ka kire aban say so se obeye reset padia mining sector hona kasa no a whole reset on its own on reset ho nyina aye ena ka kire aban aye Institute of Economic Affairs na afei deputy education minister Dr. Clement Apak and was say SHS placement no senior high school placement no say e free o ka kira wo fo no wo kwa na situation ka we na ye we ya deputy education minister say e free nti awofo no nhya ne so ai kin mejina we so na me de enkrata no nkomudie enefia da na pai afia jamra media si
efia ye beda si bebre anopai wabo adwuma pa me ji say omo ye so chi omo wi
me chi me momo chi me ese me chi omo de ke metimi achi omo wi ntimi chi omo wi me de omo esi na Semeba branch
beba tuba no atwa
so
okay all right yeah that's it efia jamra na o tini nka no anopai me hu say abrante Isaac Freku the messages or they send me na nye easy ose me bobi nim din na me gya no nti Isaac Freku anope me chia pa wasugusa wutie nti anope ye chia papa ye rem na ye ne ye nua bema waba be kansa ewo Ogya FM studio hanim say efru ye red control for omo asoye na ye no edi enkomo na yahwe ye rent issues ewo Ghana hanum say in fact ohwe sadia eniomasi eko fano rent ho ensem na ho akwakohia se ye bomodin a se ye ne western region ana se SEKONDI TAKORADI painful din komo courage colonius sunu assistant CEO regional rent control office ono SEKONDI TAKORADI ye no edi enkomonti bomodin na baby obi no betumi adwene yen live on Facebook Ogya 98.3 FM sanso na wo yen social handles ni na www.ogyafmonline.com mytinu.com/Ogya 98.3 FM betumi adwene yen e wo honum na wonso wo nsembise bia wonso wo de aba wo de efa yen SMS anasa ye test line na wo de efa so ye betumi ahwene yakan na ye de amount 0553000079 and I say 020,01018 nina wo de faso ye betumi ahwe na yetumi yakan na yedi amount ewo hono midin King George utumi from KG the king of the airways mame enkam for Holy Cross Technical Institute emfa emma hey ena yeji esuafo amo eba form 1 form 2 and form 3 mo pese mo na ye kire mo ade titiri mo adwuma mo pese ye hwe na ye de mo efa ntitimu no ye wo emre wo ha ye bitumi ye de achemode na ye de 50% scholarship ye de ato ye de ama emma hanti wo ba ubenya free admission sanso ena suafo mbedi kan aba no maku 20 no ya discount ena ye de momo na free hostel facility ena ye de mo bibia obetumi aiden abaye courses ni bi building construction, automobile engineering, welding and fabrication, wood technology, fashion and textile design ena electrical engineering na ye addition ana say ye kire information communication technology, that is ICT ye de ma esuafomo ebani na nti hwehwe ye kira kwan ewo TAKORADI anaji enkrofu road ye ne license ye no eben na ye ne letter day chapel no ye no ebo hwenim ti bomodin ase obetumi afre ye number 0592234791 and 0547549760 na woni ending komo sanso na pay for ni chirem e wo Pizarro na Pizarro so embo ye de mattress dodo na nso na ye de aba ye hwese obaba na obaje mattress nti hotels mo hospitalities na mo ehia mattress dodo no from 10 to 18 inches oba Pizarro Link Enterprise obenye bi sanso na brother mattress uhia akade ye di si dan padia fiti na shasi di ko na wie no oduru Pizarro Link Enterprise ewo apmenim ewo number 2 ewo aban no ni school no ansa na obewure mu ho no government school no junction so ho pe na Pizarro Link Enterprise ewo ntoni enkasa wo 0243149041 ana 0202 329998 na when ye endi sa so sanso na chocho eboa ama ye nipadua ni na no ekwaye ede ma ye wonama otumu se ebinom body na fresh pa ohum se me body ne eda so eye chocho na aboa eno nti bomodian na kwaji eye chocho omo soap omde aba ye wo eye chocho shower gel and ye wo royal gel wo ye wo dia uyusu a ayete say body no say red na say make say white a de be ya na ebeye say o skin no de tibia no enya de betumi ayeden asesa o skin no e de amount dia otihwi no ebehia na ma otihwi no tumi egina so na aboa ma onipadua no SCP no so eno eye chocho ntifo ni kirem ewo eye Evanest ewo agona nkwanta ha ka o se betumi akebi na mom open dudu to a takrade we ni kirem ewo eye Archbishop Potter school ha BU area be a friend Israel okwa wasa betumi aka bi 0261222347 and I say 0244484682 na when ye ND so e ho nim say non kono abo apa ho sema mienu na say the medical e de etumonim no ene ye hwe ye rent de nkomo we efobia ho so we sit down because ayade mienu dan a wo sidan a wo di bi be mahai dia on sidan so obeye adwuma wo baabi a no so be hai dan nti we no eyenkomo a efa ye nyina ho na anopei mesa aka yenua bema in fact nyame hira no obantem papa asat 7 na ye brother Courage Colinius Sunu oye assistant CEO regional rent control office ewo SEKONDI TAKORADI odruhantem papa na yedwumedie no se die city no yendidi so na yenko na anopei yemana kwaba na yenene ninkomo eja good morning
King George
apomte den
nyame adom
yenka fanti bia
oh sure
that's pa feche yen eba ya chel atina ha anopei na make and this show say ejuma no you on top what time de amfen dia ko kra nyame hira wo anope anamawa a2 yenim de this nkomo aye di very crucial especially obano Ghana dodo na solar yenim de rent amanfo issue pa Ghana bedru a complain obano yen rent ho a sika amanfo di rem amanfo complain sika wo say ewo ye high down anasa rent ho no ho ehia na anope ho hia de ye di ho nkomo yenim de ye wo Rent Control Act 1963 wo de eba ya hu de or regulate ekwana efiura na nipa also okwakoji obi ne dan no so wa rent no eno so ewo ho but ye nti e bia obi afi na otie ye hwe ye kan rent control ankasa ewo Ghana hade ya ho ne dwuma no one abedia.
Okay, King George, nyame shira Ogya FM. Some of my this opportunity to educate the public because education is one of our core mandates. I was say the act nekano, they making sure say it's here for and our viewers get to know what really are. I was say as department. It is a moment this opportunity in the agro crime nothing about that early because we acknowledge the work or the essence of media for this platform. Into Rent Control Department said they okay no Rent Act 1963 Act 220 and no established department no and basically no there, I'll summarize it. 3 particular things now was a rent control department. The kind of say I was say educated public no as far as the Rent Act is concerned. Is that and then no. That's the first one. The second one is the Rent Act no ma that authority or that power to settle conflict arise between the engagement of landlords and then tenants. That's the second one. And now the last one is as a department, no, the very stipulate or regulations Rent Act no I was saying making sure say Nina Eye
juma.
Yes.
That's it. Pa say anope ye twin safro na wotumi aba. Eno nti eye obi a me fan say we si ni dan na wo so akopɛ bi na wo akotinem a ye friend no rent no na mono mo wo se mbetumi regulate na ye de mra e wo ho no ye de aye dwuma na motumi educate nkofo ho ye hwɛ yenim se eye amanfo ehwɛ se bi a obi ekwa koju obi ne dan a ye wo nhyehyɛ a dodo na eta eye de kama me misa yenim se apart from say ebi a mekɔgye dan adem eba no say ebi a obi so renti ewo bi o store bi anaso wo ne bibi so eyewe no rent control so eno so mubema.
So rent control we are supposed to regulate all rentals.
Okay.
Yes. Everything regarding rent, housing, into stores nina it falls under
rent.
Under rent.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And once a housing a basic. It's a very basic need. It's not a luxury. And research indicates about residential accommodation about 26.8%. The statistics are into accommodation rental. And say the commercial store, warehouses, even land. Be more rental or more piece of land. Say the count we are going around 48 plus percent. That's a very huge volume.
Okay.
However, over the years, it seems the sector is progressively become chaotic. Yes. Shishaya was Fira and landlords, property owners follow. And some more rental more property amundiso sector now chaotic because landlords bypass those processes tenants so directly indirectly are more engaged unlawfully now agents so are taking advantage of the chaotic nature are more exploited so that's what we have as of now unfortunately. Yes.
Nkomo we utie baby a ye de kona ye very broad ye biema anhwe ya ye hyase ya anhwe ntwetwe bi so a anka ye anhwe ne nke ye nwie because wo hwe nkomo no se de si etia na ho akwakohia pa ma misa ne se obi pese okọ renti obi ade wa me yati ase se edan a nipa ebedem ebia store nipa no ebe renti ebia land kra no ebinum kra ede renti ni na no se efa rent control mo aso ewo na mutumi eboa na modern hihye eto ho because ye wo rent control act wo ha eboa ema ye de sade wi na eye adwuma nti se obi etu sa namon we a gedika no anamon ben na so otu ansana wotumi enya sa rent issues anasa sa rent control ho.
Okay. In the Rent Act 1963, Act 220, Section 5, I say I was say FIRA and a property owner who declare vacant premises. That's the first thing. In the meaning says we see you dying we and we will store why you are doing say or they be renting. The first thing is I was all about rent control office, but declare as a prospective landlord. That's the first one. Okay. So I would declare by extension, you get your property registered. And after registration, I was a rent control office called inspected property, declare habitable, meaning say, as I say, or it meets standards a fata say yeah the rent. And standards ni be once every property is situated within a metropolitan municipal district assembly, and our bylaws regarding what goes into a facility that is fit for occupation. I was there having washroom facility. I was there having certain components which, of course, is well spelled out within every local government. Into having done that, you're inspecting, you're declaring a fit. The next point is that property, I was there your friend rent assessment. Was a rent office together with landlord determine here I was that property a go for how much is supposed to be charged. Having assessed the property, the rent office is supposed to award certificate of assessed rent.
Obeto so o say rent control no na edikan ehwe assess dia nipa no ne dan na obi odbema rent no or how much it's worth to be paid to a year if you run.
Yes.
A rent control for now I say
forms you use forms by the act, there are various forms we use. Now forms regarding assessment, there are columns are landlord necra proposing how much you wish that property to go for. However, it's subject to other factors rent officer no be take into consideration, and so you're arriving at how much truly that property has to be rented for. Into your rent office penna decided it's done in consolidation with the landlord. Yes. Into your assessment, then we move to the next part, a tenancy agreement. Tenancy agreement, your document a regulating landlord and a tenant. Into incorporating do's and don'ts regarding a particular facility. Then fun say me fear no a gated house and at the security concern me fear by 10 o'clock me lock main gate. O concern which is security very primary. It is a fear sana u fear sana etia. I was a water tenancy agreement mu. Ebia ufie no uni obia or high no to come and clean the premises. That's how you are going to run your facility. I was a water tenancy agreement. Ebia you expect the landlords to make certain commitment towards cleaning. You expect tenant to make commitment towards dislodging waste. Now person charge ni was a what tenancy agreement no. Basically tenancy agreement no in shishaya o person a wo fie ho no. We help you, the rent office helps you draft it. The reason the rent office comes in the picture and they say yeah what laws also a country no. Into won't mean decide certain clauses it will contravene the law. So it's supposed to be done under the guidance of the rent control office. It is all drafted tenancy agreement to year. Then now the rent office, because you've declared vacant premises, which is a must under section 5. Then the rent office is supposed to have stock of available premises and their locations. Say as obi here dying cry conveniently nipa neba rent control office. I need a room around here. This is my budget. Yamano list of accommodations
are available.
Exactly. Then eventually say who engage unya tenant na o the agreement no amano first. We'll go through the tenancy agreement and all the clauses. So why you ready say if you no way you lock gate 10 o'clock and have me it be a majuma. Then both of you can engage. Me say tenant no so who said 10 o'clock it be a media person. Oba night shift upon it be a 1 o'clock. Oh fear ejuma we na me yo. Inti sa we no ebe hardjen. Then both parties can amend it to suit everybody. So that conflicts are arise after engagement, a big jai. That's the essence of the tenancy agreement. Until when both parties sign such an agreement, copies of that agreement is to be brought back to the rent control office. Because at the end of the day, I already said, we settle conflict. It is a conflict nearby. We are supposed to settle it per the agreement that ensue between both parties. Until once we have copies of that, we receive it, give copies to both parties, the rent office keeps it. Then we issue out the friend or rent card, a government acknowledgement of such an agreement. The rent card a recorded payment, duration, signatures of both parties, a juma or some other, but tenancy agreement survey different purpose. rent cards also serve different purposes. That's the procedure I was say Fira follow answer or the property am I right?
98.3 FM eja and our sugusawo 88 nkoma ye di no ho ehia papa nti me gidi se wa hyase a wo ejo to nyoma bi down me bie phone lines na be sure say wo de consent no betumi abantu betumi adwene live and wo Ogya your Facebook page no na wo like ya na wa share na eduru amanfo dodo na ho no mo so motumi benefit e was our conversation ya no pay me ne Courage Colinius Sunu oye assistant CEO regional rent control office e was SEKONDI TAKORADI yene no edin komom because amanfo wo aba no rent ho a issues no eye bebre na anope wa mayati asese opese wo de wo dan e de emma higher etwa so bomoden se Ghana ye wo mra e wo hanum se mami mbisa dodo na sorry a na omo dan e de akakoma obi se o dan we me rent statue dodo na de fa ye see agent so I don't know ye wo mra wo ho mra no recognize sa agent fo no e wo rent control act ni mu a na omo so no mo dwumedi omo edi no because omo ban say mo so ye omo percentage bi a eso moji to de bia nanu so abaye how bi e wo between nipa okopedan ene agent no entem emra no recognize no mo.
Oh yes, rent act no recognize agent pa.
Okay.
Emom agent no oye Fira ne representative.
Okay.
Inti to say like I've explained. Over the years the irregularities and informalities normal obi aye de ope. Inti take for instance those viewing fees, if the right things are done, will be a thing of the past. And agents no cry per law no, they are supposed to charge 5% as in calculation based on what the tenant pays annually per annum. That's what the law says.
Okay, 5%.
And that 5% is supposed to be paid by the landlord.
And yet tenant no,
because tenants know with your rent, that's his obligation. Until that 5% is supposed to be paid by the landlord. But unfortunately,
tenant follow no mutual no.
Yes, unfortunately. But no credit say I'm sure eventually Kasaya Beko.
Oh yeah, you be
from the 17th to the 19th. In fact, the regional rent office we are embarking on reforms in this region. We've gone as far as to meet the regional coordinating councillor. We're making possible meeting with all the chief executive of all the 14 MMDAs. For now, Aguna Kwanta, we've met them. We've met the district court because we want the laws to work.
Yes.
Until from the 17th to 19th, let me use this opportunity
this month,
this particular month,
17th
to 19th. Real Estate Agency Council more Accra. I was say mo license all agents and brokers no. Amoba Western region. Amoba educate agents and brokers regarding amo operations. There was some more, there nyasa omoye. Amo wiya, ambe church ekwaya amo befa so a was amunya license. And sana amo tumia ya amo ejuma because after this section no, say acting the capacity without a license, we will start prosecuting.
Okay.
We will start prosecuting. That is what has brought us as far as the assembly and the district court, because we are informing them about the reforms we are doing.
Okay.
Part of the reforms, no enche, the MMDAs, no, ambe facilitate community engagement. The regional rent office, you drafted a standard agreement. You person roll it out as a standard for the entire region. It's the stakeholders, which are landlords and tenants, they are very primary. Into me rolling it out without them. So the assemblies would organize community and engage a section for us to engage, to present what we've drafted to them, to solicit for input across all the MMDAs, after which we would have a standard agreement we will roll it out within the region to reflect what the laws expect of us as landlords and tenants. A bit to say, and yes, if you are more than 6 months, no, very soon we would enforce it. Very soon, yes, we are working hard on that.
Good. What's it 17 to
19?
19th. The 17th year, Nyami Aduma next week Wednesday. And omo esha say this way 2 days until 17
3 days.
3 days, yeah. So that is Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Until a week today.
Yes.
And omo day Saju media no ebebe ewie. Good.
Inti say opese online or register because yeah make preparations for snacks and in so.
Okay.
Inti pese who number of people are mobeba. Happen or STMA assembly hall.
Okay.
Between the hours of 9 to 12. But pese who do mobeba na ya make provisions for in suena snacks inti say oh yeah agona kwantaha or beyond na say you are interested, the forms are obe register no oko assembly ambe boa na wa register say I who say obe ba na ya make provisions for you because every day ne activity so register for Wednesday and yes, I will buy for Thursday.
Okay.
So register for Thursday and yes, I will buy for Friday. Into Saturday. Into so you're interested and you don't even register, you can still come because it's open to all. So already act as an agent without license. Where your opportunity, are you free? Charge BNM. Buy you be educate you. Na sure there was a way. There yes a way.
Okay.
Between the 17th to 19th. Into yakwanye we obianfa. Say onya agents na we are interested in that venture. Utimiba na ya sure there was a acquire was of fame to get yourself licensed.
Okay. Nti dia wo kan me yeti ase say want me sign sorry and can't say me agent na unamu hwe edan dia mobi so make sure so betumi a registered license agent sanso na a few rounds so obomodin so be hu say edan na wo de rent a we si dan no so obomodin so betumi nye santity we na wetumi ama red control for etumi eno apartner aye adwuma enye say wo ya wa sorry ya na wo say me na me de me dan me na me koto me cement me na me si me dan ti dia me pe no na me de me dan no e ba be ye eno nti ye momodin si betumi ahye we nso pa na ho behia ye ye kase ya no there's an issue de bia ye ka wasam ye bon say e de ho bebre e de ba se ukọ emrani mu a emrani ma ye ti ase se wontumi enji obi be rent wo dan a wontumi enji no more than 6 months but ube hu se Ghana hanum se dodo na no ukọ rent obi ne dan a waji be ye wanje cross 2 years 3 years ena waji wenya na je se enya de a wo de no wo benya dan aiden adem nti obu ha ono okita sika nti otumi eje no even more than that okoji obi ni store a bon se we twabo anase number of years e de ato ho beji 5 years wenya 5 years a wotumti ama for stranded se wo pe dan adem ye wo mra wo ho a etwa se sade we etumi boa ama dodo a omo pe dan anase omo pe bebi di omuti ato no etumi aboa mu na agade omu na obia ensori enye de ope.
Dear Mekaya, I think last 2 days, His Excellency the President of Ghana made a comment on it.
At the time I know engage media for no.
Yes, and or making it clear say enforcement is the problem.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would say the Rent Control Department, which is under the Ministry of Works and Housing. I know what I'm coming to say is very sensitive, but it has to be said, which is under the Works and Housing Ministry, has been systematically sidelined. And I would love for this to make headlines.
Okay.
We have been systematically sidelined in the sense Rent Control Department, Rent Control Offices, we're supposed to be within every MMDA. But as I speak to you now, representing the Western Regional Office. Your office is Western Region. Your 14 metropolitan municipal district assemblies. No, your office is Bako Takwa, Bako Jomoro, Bako Elembele, Bako Wase Kropon, and the regional office, Asan, Until this morning, I have to even travel all the way from TAKORADI to this place. The department is understaffed. We are woefully under-resourced. Until say government means war for the people of Ghana. Rental housing, a basic shelter, per Maslow's theory of needs. Say basic needs are not met. Eventually, we cannot develop as a nation. That's a SDG Goal 11. It's talking about countries doing away with affordable housing. SDG Goal 11. That's the National Development Plan. It's saying by 2025, the Rent Control Department should be an authority. That's as of now, the Rent Control Department is understaffed and struggling to work within all MMDAs. Then we have a problem as a nation. And then we cannot develop as a nation if we are unable to meet the needs, basic needs such as shelter. Rents are skyrocketing. Rent charges are skyrocketing. The housing deficit about 1.8 million. Abra State Housing Company Limited, an institution established by law, has a mandate to provide affordable housing. What is happening? What is happening? So it's about time, sir, government to shift its attention where it is needed, because shelter is very basic. It's very basic.
Anope yenda ahantaman riabanga sibebre anope omaso yasenomo ebwa na yedi dwumedie ebrew awahanum se nkomo no very interesting na wohwe sedia yene officer edi nkomo na nsem no esi etia otumu se bano renting apartment anase rent control for omu dwumedie omudi o Ghana hanum se ya sedia omusikan o me yatia se no ate se yaka omahye edwuma eso mo no amanfo problem ewo ye rent ho anope kra na efia edi ho komo no oka wakotena bi fie wura anase woni efie wura akotena na woni bon se obi kra tumi sizi obi nioma ofi se oni wenya issue bi nti utu usika kra betumi akoka no ho na onya de a odi usika ema otumi je woni nioma kra po wutu a na ababeje eye how bebira efie wura ene omo high dan no ewo problem pa ewo Ghana hanum se nanso esi yedi ni ehwe ho na yetumi eboa na dodo na because dance we nyobi na obetumi sidan ena obi kra sidan a okoye adwuma wo ba bia ontumi mfa edan na nkan se mede ko na makwa akoda edan na mesi ni mu edan a wo be kwa akoda obi dan mu nti yewo issue pa ewo sa sedi we hu pa etwa se Red Control Act no emre wo ho no yedi adwuma eno beboa pa ama oman mu na ye nantima na so oman ye team no ye ho etumi ahare ye pa ye ewom pa ma memfa hantaman die entoa so mewi a mako ye officer ho na odi ye nkomo na atoa so odi ama nti hantaman die obetumi atena fie obetumi atena fie na woni ye di sa so die hen so be connect into the aha connect yes star 789 star ash na wetumi adwane ye wode aye withdrawal wode aye deposit na wetumi dia check your balance ye wo service dodo na yetumi ye de ema yen clients ye wo ahantaman susu account ahantaman 333 ye wo ahantaman dachi account transport loan salary loan and a 24-hour loan na onso betumi akọ ahantaman na yetumi aboa awhonum senti woni mpemfo nkasa wa 0244 524022 and a 0202070075 na woni ahantaman eni so also no muntumi emboa awhonum so sanso na anopeya masuguso amikese ya no ukọ aguna nkwanta trotto station a DVL4 aba oho asisi ya no omo ehwe a register mo epese mo ege license A na say license B and so pese kam yinu na boma ukọ betumi ahwe pragya na abobo yafo no ana wa pese license ayira wo pese ye replacement ukọ ha ebetumi ahwe na yetumi aboa ohonum senti no nkono mpami aboye no mo settle 5 pm ɛna ɔmbɛtu ɔmo ase nti fo ni kyerem ɛwɔ ɛyɛ trotro station deɛ hia sɛ woba wode wo Ghana card bɛba na yɛtumi ahwɛ ne yɛaboa na yɛ register ɛyɛ wɔ card ne wɔ license no yɛtumi yɛde ama ɔmo wɔne ɔmo nkasa ɛwɔ 055 6608438 na wɔne ɔmo ndi so saa nso na ɛmo a ɛyɛ paa ɛno ɛyɛ sweet mama local rice aboa woyɛ diabetic anaasɛ wɔ diabetes a wodi saa mu yɛ bɛtumi aboa paa nti kɔ bia yɛtɔn ɛmo no bi takoradi ɛyɛ Ben Sophie wokɔ hɔ bɛnya bi saa nso ɛna apawan ɛyɛ Abagnes mpɔhɔ Fadazi Ventures ɛna edumba nso ɛyɛ Auntie Lydia ɛna aguna nkwanta ɛyɛ sister Efe wokɔ market inside hɔ ɛna Ongo supermarket ɛna ekwa ɔno ɛbɛn wokɔ Jesus is the winner ɛno ɛbɛn ekwafofie hɔ a osabetumi akapi ɛna aguna nkwanta nso so open no dodo to chama 1 wokɔ ha osabetumi akabi ɛna wokɔ ɛyɛ apmenim number 2 hɔ nso so a Pizalo wokɔ ha osabetumi abi di kokɔpɛ bi ɛhɔ na ntumi embo hɔ nim sedim nti ma yɛntro yɛnkɔmɔ no so meba wo so wo hɔ na wo Facebook no wo comment a wo de ato hɔ no yɛbetumi ahwɛ na yɛakan yɛ de ama me wie phone lines nso a ɛno nso wo de wo de ɛde aba na yɛtumi ahwɛ sɛ de yɛbɛtumi ayɛ na aboa yɛn nti yɛnhwɛ sisi a 6 months asɛm a yɛka wasɛm sɛ anke Rent Control Act no ɛma ho kwan sɛ efiewura entumi engi sika ɛma ne mboro 6 months na sisi a no obi gye 2 years 3 years obi gye even more than 5 years no now enamon ben ɛna rent control for because obu ha okotu anamon a on ka hwenkyere obia rent control no mhwe ba problem ne ba pɛ na afi na ona mu ohwehwɛ mbra ɛsɛ efiewura ɛne nipa wakɔ haidan no ɛbɔ ɔmo ho ban a anase ɛne efiewura no ɛne ɔmo edi nso mi kɛse otu anamon no ambo bia amane ɛno no rent control for anamon ben ɛna ɛya mutu fasa ade ho na den so na yɛ yafa ho
nti said they are no the laws are there. Enforcement no gababim. Take for instance Rent Act no ma rent officer the right cra say obe boy share ebi a store bi e wo ha kra akobisa say tenancy agreement. Ya say are you really complying with the laws? We have such powers.
Okay.
But how would that be possible? Now, if rent office create a Hunter West municipality, it's unfortunate. The Rent Act makes provision for the appointment of a rent commissioner. In Bisaya, who say over 6 decades, Ghana has been in place. Have the government ever appointed a rent commissioner? Let's come back. They're supposed to be rent tax. I know your taxes are because rent is income. The landlord is earning. GRA is supposed to tax on that. How will we be able to tax if there's no data? If landlords are not even registered? If we don't have a commissioner? And these payments are supposed to come back to build houses for the tenants because it's the tenants who are making those payments. So if the system is left this unchecked, honestly, I think you mentioned my post on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw your post. That was yesterday.
His Excellency.
Yeah.
I was disappointed with his assertion as the head of this state regarding the chaotic, the informalities and irregularities within the sector. Maybe it's happening this way because the political elites are the landlords. So what happens about the struggling youth who, shelter is basic. It's basic. Until we get the basics right, we have no right to be complaining about some of the illicit activities that people are doing. Because people are frustrated. People are depressed. I'm telling you, say Uber rent office, and then you listen, the office has been reduced to Center for Settling Conflicts. When the rent control office is supposed to enforce the very law that establishes the department. the issues that come to the rent office, it is having severe social and economic effect on us as a country. Like I'm saying, taxes are supposed to be paid. Houses are supposed to be built, properly regulated. Then we can talk about a society where the youth are not even thinking about shelter. A society where the youth are only thinking about moving into an apartment, a properly furnished apartment, and now the youth can think about the other needs, the needs that would make them be innovative and creative, so that we can also develop as a nation. This is what effective rent regulations is supposed to facilitate. 6 month challenges now, Okano. How are we going to be able to effect this if the very department that is supposed to enforce it is even struggling? It's a big question. Fine, the regional officers, it has it now. We have decided that would not be a part of the numerous officers who have been employed and being paid with taxpayers' money for us to sit in the offices and be counted among those who have not made any significant impact. Into the Menokano, we have drafted a proposal which we've taken to the Regional Coordinating Council. We are seeking to ensure 4 things in this region to make sure that the bypasses, landlords are more property without being registered. And mind you, these properties we are talking about, states is also part, because the assemblies also have properties they rent, markets and all, stores and all. They are supposed to also be registered because they are also landlord. The state is a landlord. They are state housing property. So if proper procedures are followed and landlords are to be registered, then now we can fish out those who are engaging in bad businesses to the detriment of the country. We can now tell who really is a tenant and who really is a landlord to avoid the chaotic happenings. Into your drafted proposal, very soon, like I said, part of it is licensing of the agent. It's one leg of it. Very soon we'll come to the communities. Make sure before you give out your property, you are supposed to be registered, so that the state will be involved in the dealings to bring sanity, not only with regards to the 6 months, but also to help prevent some of the problems that is affecting us as a nation. Ebimu pay rent with sex.
Ebinum at the sex.
Sex. SEX. Amudi tia rent in this country.
Netamason. And if you run no edgy,
Onibi, the demands are so much.
Or the no betty,
I must sign agreement 1 year. I must do office year. Fira say they be otia 6 months. Tenant say agreement then they sign 1 year. Fira say they be a mistake. You become lady ne say on me die. These are the social implications, the chaotic occurrences within the sector is having on us. Ladies are sleeping for monies to buy television, monies to buy fridges for rented apartments. Why are we doing this to ourselves as a nation when the resources of the nation is supposed to benefit everybody? That is why the government machineries are there to make sure that there is fairness. It's a cardinal principle in public service. But why are we doing this to ourselves?
Mami embisa we say na yenhwe enche mama etie for so abem na omoso omode de aba. Menim say mo department anase red control mo follow under Ministry of Housing. Now no yehu problems ne sisi ani hu se eba no mo department na nyoma bebro ho a aka ma sha mo enye ho emfa nye adwuma ama ensusunsuanso no de ha bia de bre yentimamfo no eden na wasoye no mo aye afa money Ministry for Housing anamon be na sisi ano mo etu na yehu se sansama ye kan nyina no ebetumi benefit eye tiefo because ye wonsem bi wo ha tiefo betumi afre bisa sisia no but as to say ebetumi enforce law no ye de mra na ye adwuma na e de ahotoso e de abertimfo no den na mo ye afa ho ne eye ministry no.
So unfortunately where me I sit, I'm an administrator.
Okay.
They are policy makers. So they have the mandate to regulate policies that would bring sanity to the sector. What I can do is to make sure that the actor, Amamete officer, I can do my little bit, which I'm doing now. Part of what I'm doing now.
Yes.
So if it comes to policy directions there, unfortunately, I'm not part of management.
Okay.
Until I cannot comment in that regard. Yes.
Because yen Deputy Minister of Agric, John Dimelokra, at the time na ope say yen to abamano no. Na ne one of the policies we jina super and say oba obehwe na rent ho ensem no yetumi ahwe ne ye dia ye dwuma pa because em say onya ensem bebre efa no rent ho nti ode ye ne campaign kra but oba ye mfanse 6 months ni yen sheda anye we na yeguso because because say maybe mabona wo even wo ya Greek no ho ojepene so ne be din komo but I'm say edwumedi no doso but yen wie nkwa de ye bebo modin na epusu no because ono na ye hwe say obetumi kra po advocate na yetumi ye de rent control act no yetumi ahye mu kina na ye de aye adwuma nti ye bebo modin ase bebo no na policies na mo eka ne ye betumi ahye mu kina no ama emra ne enforcement no etumi aye den aye adwuma e de amaye.
So 2023 cabinet sent a draft to parliament. 2023 cabinet sent a draft to parliament wishing to reform for policy reform. That's the law, no reform. Now we propose I think it's called let me be very particular about this. They were seeking to even the draft they call parliament, no. Part of it was I have it here. So that's the rent bill 2023. Best the department cra needing rent management department. The functions are well there. The difference me call wemu this rent bill 2023 I am passing. Unfortunately I'm on passing. I'm passing. I must refer back to cabinet. Inti Oshema, the difference with this and the current act, and yet too much. Now more hope say ambe 6 month cap no ako 1 year. Our way mu. And I'm more establish a national rental assistance scheme. In our way But aside that, this way I'm 1 year and a national rental assistance scheme is the same. The same
act na
the same
exactly.
In Crawford Taka rent act 1963 act 20 obsolete. Unfortunately PR officer crack or jitum say obsolete. Me personally I have an issue with that because obsolete then the department shouldn't even exist
because see bomodin say betumi ye de ni edi saa we chipa na mpemfo bomodin no mutumi IBB e de afa ho e de amaye ma me bi say we say na me bi fullance native so entumi embrem me fan say wo ba act ni mu a for now no 2023 ya mo e draft ye a mo ka so mbe ko no mutumi ahwe na nkomo ajetuma no mo nyemti yen act old one na yeguso a tisia no so far as eye office no ho ono eno mo de eye adwuma obi ebe ne fan say wa rent na ne time aso a sadi we ye na be problem kakra obi say etwa say o ma me 3 months say me pese me free ma say me nya 3 months ansa na metumi efrim obi no so krapo say 3 months say 3 days say 3 oni baba ho so no na ye nsem bebre me fan say ma rent na me time aso na me fan say bia men rent biem na ebia me nya different apartment na pese me ko anamon ben na hyehye ben na ho a say me ye den me eye ana say if you answer na obetumi no anamon be na say ufa so answer na wetumi etumi rent control for mo hye ne say
okay nti because of the irregular nature of things now aban nim is not aware legally. That's what it means. Aban aware of most of the engagement of landlord and tenant. What the provision the law makes ne say case be do rent office. Now say it has to do with recovery. Now tenant ne say onya babia. The law gives the case officer, now the rent officer, that discretionary power to award between 3 to 6 months grace period. Now or the fee. However, because of the informal nature of landlord and a tenant, say problem bar. The first thing they ought to do, they say tenant no na ni fira hana oba rent officer. We are not aware of such an engagement. Into the first thing is we will let you formalize the dealings. Meaning so be drafted either a grievance, whether it's a request you are making on your the landlord. It will has to be a letter to your landlord, and you put timelines to your demands. Now our copy rent office. It is there is non-compliance or disagreement after that, then we'll file a formal complaint and summon the Rent Act gives us that power. Summon the landlord, invite both parties to the rent office, then the laws would apply accordingly. Okay.
Jimmy fan say nipe or call rent no wamba rent control. Nti rent control nim agreement bi ana say nhihye a omoni nipa no eyeye na problem bi aba. One ma hona when to me meet both the landlord and a tenant no more agreement no problem ba obetum dey about rent control rent control to me abema
sure so it said there may start me kan no aside say you be educate you be enforce act no we are supposed to settle conflict. Unfortunately now the department has been rendered to conflict settling grounds. We are settle conflict. Conflict arise here. Responsibility to make sure understanding prevails between both parties.
As we speak, say tenant and I say landlord or ne tenant issue. Now omoba rent control has the power so me to me ahwe no omode emra wogana mu no as a rent control act no omahwe no omode ayedwuma. Okay, all right, mame enhwe na me bie phone lines na tie phone so omontumi embo enroom na yemfa yen komotwetwe no yemfa embra wie nti me bie phone lines yi omomo eboyen hotel di ata nti bomodia na weekend bi nim say wo ye ayefuro there are a lot of engagement and say occasions are baso nti fo ni fetrim na ko hotel diata na kokohwe na kope bebi da to de bia pobodin na change of environment so betumi aboa nti oba obenya internet wifi no obenya free breakfast so betumi enya free sanso na oba ye beye laundry service no ye si wonioma atoso kama na ye de amount fo ni chirem ewa pemenim number 2 wodi we ni chirem ewa libu ene axim kwan so no ye ne Grey company no omo factory ne yene no ebo nhwenim anti bomodia na friend 0242129959 and 0242983604 na oni omo ndi so my member phone lines no so na me wia yahwe na weyi sansem ya no so de ama me efiowura tenant ne sika ba bedi ni nchen na watwe a onfa ma no na eja wesizi ni nioma then ye be afaunti ofra tell na what the submission at the about him saying the first caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, KG.
Masa via pome.
Yeah, Masa via apome.
Na me adu me ho ye. Mpocho me
nti. Mo ye papa. Ane pe me fla o ye ndasi na. Me dama assembly Hunter West Assembly. Na yen assembly members. Zone 1 na go see assembly members dey no. Ubotuma ye yen bridge no da zone 1 na the big boss no.
Okay.
Wada ya na.
Okay.
Mati. Ya da una say ya me ho shira.
Okay, that I see. there also etuma acknowledge because bridge we the attention pa anti that's there why we okay yam for we so hello good morning. Hello good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Auntie B apom today.
Amanado. Ocho so odi.
Nyame adome ho ya auntie B mpocho mamti o.
So anope de nyame ase. Nyakopon so ho na ate. Macho doctor Mususu go amayen so nne. Se nyame na adu na eke ha obi ne de na e do humra anan hihye owu. Na mo ko ne che. Ai na won kandam kakra. Was e na sabi school no wan ko so no. Bro, two have I mean, so hello.
Yeah, me too, Auntie B, me too.
Oh, Master Missini. I won't find there, say, Abia, make a hide and I'll be a medina. No 2 minutes for no maybe San Abbey Juma. A Abbey Dini, a free kwande mutu minute na fo ewokuna ewo mahi mo be say ni na am ka ha obi ni de na obi tum bi sam dem questions na ade no.
Okay anti bi ate yada se koso no ate na obehwe na oyia no na odi amaw awo honom senti awonso ebetum room na woso edode edi aba. Hello good morning.
Good morning.
Pocho udi ni bi free.
Yeah, Pocho e fam Timothy kaso aguna pantan.
Okay Timothy aguna mente o.
But Mpere said the main tenant officer now all cano. I come back no offer so register.
Okay, as to the ABA pede register there as a tenant officer now say as an agent.
Not agent, tenant officer no. So I come back now obi go to offer so what qualify another tenant officer no.
Some no me sure that here say papa because tenant officer dey na I today ebia obia epede ekọ ejuma o rent control ha na.
Yeah, but
oh okay. And them program na all bad no okay. I think say or can program na all bad no. Okay, nti ye be so la ye dey procedure na be mo ai.
That's it.
Okay, yeah that's it. Awa ndi. Ye mfa so. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, mbocho we dey ni be free.
Anthony Edie from Arlanda.
Mbocho eso for den.
Anthony Edie.
Antonio Edie, mbocho akase friend.
Agomaka.
Okay, mbocho me nti we.
The for the cash rent. The media rent is the cover so many. But them that me one on the cash and rent in dimension. The affect only burden another affect all the land na them close na no me na di no affect ona.
Yeah, them na otem de enti na shase ninti because rent no cover ebia ewo property bi na e dey ma rent nti both land and na ebia burden nti the cover ho ina ai.
Okay. Yo.
Okay, yeah that's it. Ewo honum de nti I want so ebetum ahwe na bawram na enso ede aba tifu wa mama announce phone lines nkra I wanna win nim no bi ho make say bia no nim ti 0200001018 020,000 1018 and 0553000079 5530079 I want so be to my friend na e de wo consensus no e to my hwe na e de aba awanum say yen hwe na yenyi antibi na sema na obisa no ano de ebia obi oba be high dana ohia de ebisa na adwuma oye wa wara because nkofo bebiri ho a wo hwe de ebia wo se ene kunukura na de enware ya wonfa hono wonfa emo ono no oye efiewura one discussion a wo de eba and the red control for I want so what them a yamfa a day we are ye them semi. Hello, good morning. Me pocho count machine phone pa na onto me emboyen. Okay, hello, good morning.
Good morning, KG.
Masa kakra.
Pocho ya pa kon kwantano so.
Na say na minim dai wa because I would minim there free radio radio no so.
KG appoint then.
Na me adom ye ho ye na wo so.
KG am do ma tem papa wa mama wa tom na ma tem for wal blood do.
Yo, mati yenti o.
KG ni mebia.
Kachem.
Mapocho afi me ba to mu komkuntu mati.
Mati.
Papa.
Baba.
Komkuntu anya so papa.
Mati.
Na mom KG mi srewo. Mara then. na then my move your watch 2 years advance. Come advance 2 years ago. KG, let me show my man Mosoma. Also, on Saturday, the boy did 3 years more. Now I am in 2. Give me some pain about my own that.
Okay, what's the case? That's it. Or how between me, ya know, there are more. I want him say, Yamfa, so I want him day. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah, but we didn't be a free.
I'm a customer, Shido.
Okay, my say, what for day?
I find a wife coming. And I'm not tired of my car. You said, I know. That's what I'm doing in Negima. No back of school. Yeah, let's say, I'm just saying, it is like the Dana Macade. Yeah, but some was summer. The double some 100 Ghana. Now, I'm a part, but some ask you. And a part of my king myself. Now, my call, if you call, Abada, the smashing legend, then I could see. Oh, my cat, friend that the old Champa, Coconut can you hear? My cat there, I don't want to see that cat. I want to see, often there, oh, my support. I see the known and Paco Yuska. But I took the Sanka on the Sanka on Yara. The best event. I then want to make the somebody could cooler. Yuska. The biggest accident is a my woman and the play. This and yet, oh no, okay, Uncle Yes. There, for some. Now, some you say, what I said, the Benji pay. A couple of
okay, my pacho, me did there was some no abon tofanti, ye who must your tinti, our coordinate in office and the more than about I.
You, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, for so I want you, dear friend, for the BC. But what did I count machine from the Yankasa? They be count machine from and I come through a machine on the ending. Come on. Okay, hello, good morning. Pocho, we didn't be a free. Okay, massive in Pocho, my interview.
I don't know. You feel that to find that you have a high matter. Listen, back to 2 years and a 1 year. You choose to. You did the other high down. I was sure if you win now, one day, a way come up, you can get now. Now, Sabi, Eddie, with you, them or change share. Or winning the G, Eddie and Mutano, Macani natural. Eddie do come up. Let the G. Send it to 2 years. 1 year. Send it to 2 months, 3 months. Also, Sisiade, the Yansna, which in Padamoko. Eddie, the Ghana side of Mamma, Eddie, Media, that means see, they do a while, and then we see with the mom. This you know to what they that means I know sorrow when I will taste Mama. What they done be 2 months and 3 months. Now balance our canoe, and then we did the Mr. Biba. Because Edia, just a Yaman, the guy is playing Yaman, the guy in Yamabri was then Muhammad, a sister become a Yaman. Now, the other uncle was 2 months and 3 months. That's a rookie. No funny scammer, I'm here.
Okay. Masobri yada se the officer wa ha wati asem no behwe na ye ano na yede amo awanum de nti yemhwe na okay yemfa yinsi. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Bojo udini bi afrefi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Francis Studio.
Okay, Francis Studio disco maintain.
I found with here. Why are the papa too? So look here, Sanka. Woman come out again now. Piano button. 6 months in Kaya Papa. I found with here. And this is what I know. Woman can here. For 2 years in MP from Mumbai. Because I found with my idea.
Yeah, that's it. Discussion here you no be the or the cover politics. Okay, all right. Nti yenhwe na yenkomo ni yenwie ye besan abetoa so biem because you who's a man for issues and concerns on person more capable but yemre ni so nti ye de aba no yenhwe na yeyi ano na nyame yi adoma ye besan atoa so ye ne officer besan aba because ba no rent ho nsem dia e bebri pa manfo e consensus wa zenti officer ye hwe na consensus ba no yentumi enya no na ye fancy.
Okay, I am say first call and say otimi bisa ne tenant ejuma oye se wa wario and all those that are very 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 important. And one thing I advocate for mandatory registration and a formal tenancy agreement.
Okay.
In the sense say as a FIRA who gather that information kra ejuma tenant ne ya. Mind you, this chamfan technology Chinese for introducing this Chinese no when amu rent you they rent.
Okay.
So say have a proper and a formal tenancy which records whatever activity the person does. Mind you, say nipa no crowd be your bonne wo takrade. Now okotamale. Now okojedan. Now you register now. You bet me who if we have a robust and integrated system. You bet me who say oba takra or fit takrade no way na obey or ha. So that person can be picked up at Tamale. In fact, part of this reforms are our region. We even met the state attorney, Repa or Western region. On my etias say they proposing no because a bimo yama bill now mo jump bill. It's difficult to locate them. However, you are either a landlord or a tenant. So say this system is effectively adopted and work. It would help them locate people who engage in all sorts of illicit activities. Inti ehiapa so bi beje wo dan nyese bisane keke. Ma enwo tenancy agreement no enone the way to go. Second one, I am say the second caller no now or you're interested about agent registration. In fact, say agona ha utimi call assembly no oko assembly na kubisa amo administrator amo forms no ambe boa na wa failure ya link o failure na wetimi aba from Wednesday to Friday. Mom say one register cra ubetimi aba assembly hall STMA assembly hall Wednesday to Friday. Say o person o ye agent ultimate ba. Obi ka say 2 years advance ewu. O person o tua na monthly. If you say or 3 years obey there. And no sir no betimi ultimate report ofira or rent office. O report ofira maximum afira no emrama ne kwan say on G 6 months. Say mobile office now you can't say ni wie na oje up to the 6 months per the law no fear no mean 2 for the next 2 years. Inti ebanesa have the confidence and come and report the landlord because nobody is above the law.
And also oji be 3 years. Now also man be a monthly no so onye. No ka say on fani fie so fa amount 2 and so be
no na make us say per law no say rent office sit on a case. The maximum fee no betimi age 6 months. Say manage 6 months now for the next 2 years. Only kwan say obetu was afie. A law.
Wow.
Yes. Until say ya be court. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So I think the fourth person says I seem said that one has to do with say a tenant the car no on monthly basis. Month na so on peso tia. The law ne say as a tenant no and yes or they more than even even a month. Say o tenant the car 1 month cra utimi jina sutu no.
Oh okay.
Yes.
Or the car 1 month cra.
1 month cra.
So utimi jina sutu no.
Sutu no yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Na Lord Benson na no kire say ebi anipa no me fan say ne time aso na say bi so otua na ontua ya so man be bia be 3 months na so man
the grace period now me can earlier on no cra between 3 to 6 months na no cra enye free o enye free
samum
enye free I was so otua the only thing is those grace period no mostly no yentimin 2 and say 2 rent no but enye free.
Oh okay.
Yes. Enye free. I think the last person or no say tenants no de ne sika bebo ama mo complete
e more complete you we them issue me will be sa wo ba eno krapo no akwakodi police force ma ye hwe nipa no ogiska no say o ebia me store nti me complete na my den me the amount ogi scan wie no almost 3 years ni dan no blog krapo ye mfa nto so watwena so mfa ni sika mfa ma no besi ne sika no onfa ema no nti eno no sa no eden na etuma ya fa ho
won say like I said no enye tenant no responsibility say obeba be complete fear dan nti say wo tenant o nya indicate interest there who say you are doing it at your own risk because enye wo responsibility like I said I was a property now current no it's declared habitable. However, the advice I'll give, because deficit no it's there, we can't do anything about it. This is only such a person mokoye oko invest you sika make sure say more sign agreement. Say as ochina bina or misbehavior you have something you can fall on because the law deals with facts and figures. And a fact, an agreement. It composites to fact.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Ma yemfa we need yemfa ntwato yemre no kwamom. Last call na some can say e bia fiwura no wagisika no na nipa no e bia 2 years na ogiye but watena ho be bia 2 or 3 months no wahwe ho so no fie mi ntumi ntina ho biem nti me pese me yeden me firi ho nti wo e fiwura no ese wodi sika edema na ochirim se ebia na sika wodi ma me nso no me so me de aye dwuma wodan no ho ana se me de aye bibi wodan no ho nti wo so se utu nti ese me di sika ma eno no eba ne sa ha efiura ne tenant no mo yeseto ne saying
some cases no at our office pa the first thing is like I said it's not your responsibility however you've made the investment so who are you entitled to your money because you are not staying there the eba the both parties would have to compromise. In most instances, you find the landlord saying, so be beji na me de misiko sikanama. So what we can do as an office, or what we mostly do is we have both parties sign undertaking regarding dates. Because in the first place, na mu engage unlawfully. Into our say na mu arrive at a compromise. Yeah. Into particular data you propose no mo be sign undertaking after no say obj dine no na one for sikama why no there that landlord can be prosecuted.
All right ye be sign aba na nkomo we yetumi ato aso ade ama enti ye hwe oba ye district house say na say municipal ha ye ne red control office bia hanti amanfo be pese e bia number bu ha ye betumi dia tudwa amamo issue no betumi afre na onchire mbo ho ana se consensus bu ha metumi raise ye be hwe say na otwe de yenima na say na otwe ba kwa e ka ho no ye no be ba because me hwe course a eba any consensus oba see about modern see between my na ya address most of concerns are eba for na maybe for to do my na
o phrase 020 sorry 0249 64 86 45 ubenya me directly.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Office line 050491 3753 0504913753.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's say anope when ye ebaye ebebe di nkomo na wetumi aboyen pa anti ye hwe nim say ye nkomo no ye wie ye na otwe de ye nim na say ne ba kono ye ne ye officer betumi hia na ye no edi nkomo anti wo frɛ ye so ye beda wase na wo so do contribution na say wo views so de ba anti anope me ne ye courage Colinius Sonu or ye assistant CEO Regional Rent Control Office SEKONDI TAKORADI na meneno edin komo pa ye dana sipa no pe obantempa as early as 7 na wadru ha otumu se adwuma no dana koma so pa anti officer say no aban ehwe resource mo na watumi ade omo ne o matutu ye pa ohwe adwuma no obebo ne papa